It's like we don't have time for anything anymore. I get it, I haven't had income for 5 months, but you and me, we shouldn't give up. Why do you work? Why do you want a relationship? Why do we care about what people think? If we're all gonna die in the end, what's the point of doing anything at all? Right there, that's the problem. You're born into the world, you work hard, get married, have kids, then you support their kids, happy, and then you die. I am the Quipseeker, and I am here to tell you that there is much more to that, but you have to admit that is exactly what the world is telling you to do, in a way that is more sugary and flowery. Now that the illusion has been shattered, let's identify what motivation really is. Motivation is a driving force that drives you to do stuff. You need a reason to do something, a purpose in life. There is something in all of us that has a desire to feel useful. That's why it feels good when you do something nice for people. If you didn't catch it, that's number 1 on how to be motivated. When you have a purpose, you have a goal. You'll have motivation when you have a desire to reach the goal. God said to be fruitful and multiply. It doesn't just mean have children and populate the earth. He's also telling us to add value to society. Be fruitful by acquiring skills and multiply by contributing your value to the planet. Be useful or work to be of use. The second way on how to be motivated is to always strive for improvement. Look for opportunities to learn something. When you have the momentum of being ahead of the curve, feels good, right? It means you're a cut above many others. But that's also a trap because we tend to be more competitive. That is not what we want. We don't compete with losers. We only want winners. And the best winner to compete with is yourself. If you are better today than what you were yesterday, that is improvement. That should be your motivating factor to keep going. It also works for studies. Why do we want a diploma? Because it's better than a high school paper. Why do we want a degree? Because it's easier to understand than radians. It's a maths joke. You're just stupid. Growing your skill set will make you more useful, and if growth is what you're after, that becomes your reason to keep pushing forward. If you're a film director, that is great, but if you're a director and an editor, you hold so much more advantage than every other just film directors, if you have a need to feel better about yourself. Number 3, be inspired. Is this the same as being knowledgeable? Yesn't. Inspiration and motivation are not the same things. Why? Because they function differently. It's like a cause and effect. They go well together, but they are not the same. Inspiration is something you get from learning and knowing stuff. Pulling knowledge from your brain to solve or make something is what we call being creative. It's like innovating stuff within the realm of everyone's common understanding while still maintaining logical properties. And the curiosity for such possibilities could cause you to be more motivated in finding out. Motivation is an active action of having reason to pursue or do something. That's all I wrote. Being inspired can cause you to be motivated because you are now interested in exploring said inspiration. And being motivated to do stuff could cause you to be an inspiration either to others or to your future self. This loop is pretty cool, but if you are asking, should you be inspired to be motivated or be motivated to be inspired? Why you ask this kind of question? Are you trying to make me look stupid? I ask you back, which one came first? Chicken or egg? Now that you know of the ways to be motivated, let's do a bit of real talk. All of us want to do something great. We want to achieve something, bring value, but we sometimes are just too tired. Life is becoming more and more difficult. It's like we don't have time for anything anymore. I get it, I haven't had income for 5 months. I'm looking for small stuff here and there to fix that. It's not working out that well. And to be completely honest, my motivation is also tanking. It's not completely zero, but I could use a bit of winning right now. But you and me, we shouldn't give up. The reason why I do what I do, this advice thing, is my reason is that I like to share ideas, I like to teach. So my drive in giving advice is to help someone on the internet, anyone really. I would like to think that I make things simpler to understand or at least memorable. Being inspired is probably the worst time I'm having right now, but to fight that, I keep reading up on stuff, thinking stuff over. You still have to find reasons to do what you do, and that's what I'm trying to do. To fight To fight demotivation, you have to rediscover why you started doing what you did in the first place. If what you feel is no longer what you felt when you first started, then maybe it's time to change things up, do something else, or get a hobby. What you need to understand is that motivation is not something you're born with. It's not something you can wish for, and it's definitely not some magical fairy dust thing that you wait for hours to sprinkle on yourself and then suddenly you feel like doing something. It's not. If there's anything you should be getting out of this video is that you have to find what keeps you going. You have to actively find reasons to do what you do. Otherwise, life is just gonna be a day-by-day thing, night by night, and that's all. So make your life special for yourself. That itself should be motivation enough. This is the Quipseeker. Leave a like if you learned something, comment if you have something to share, subscribe if you want more life advice. Until the next one, goodbye.